Early this morning, Ukraine woke up to one of the largest aerial attacks since the war began. Russia unleashed a staggering 619 drones and missiles across the country: Dnipropetrovsk, Mykolaiv, Chernihiv, Zaporizhzhia, Poltava, Kyiv, Odessa, Sumy, Kharkiv. The targets? Infrastructure, residential neighborhoods, civilian businesses. President Zelensky called it a deliberate strategy to intimidate civilians and destroy Ukraine's backbone. Let's break down the numbers, because they're jaw-dropping. Out of 619 drones and missiles, Ukrainian forces managed to shoot down 552 drones, 2 ballistic missiles, 29 cruise missiles. But even with those defenses, at least 3 people lost their lives, more than 30 were injured. In Dnipro, a missile carrying cluster munitions slammed into a multi-story apartment building, just one example of the devastation. Russia's defense ministry claims this was a precision strike targeting military-industrial facilities, but the reality on the ground paints a different picture: shattered homes, wounded civilians, and critical infrastructure in ruins. Ukraine didn't just take the hits, though. Overnight, Ukrainian drones struck back, targeting Russian oil refineries. The Novokuybishevsk refinery, a major jet fuel producer operated by Rosneft, was hit, sparking explosions and a fire. Another refinery in Saratov was also targeted, showing Ukraine's growing ability to strike deep into Russian territory. Reports say 4 people died in these counterattacks, but details are still emerging. This isn't just about Ukraine and Russia anymore. Tensions are escalating with NATO members too. Just yesterday, Estonia requested urgent talks with other NATO countries after Russian jets violated its airspace for a full 12 minutes before being intercepted. Russia denies it, but that's not all. Earlier this month, Poland, Romania, also NATO members, reported Russian drone incursions. The risk of this conflict spilling over is becoming all too real. President Zelensky isn't staying silent. He's called out what he sees as a campaign to terrorize civilians and destroy Ukraine's future. He's also set to meet U.S. President Donald Trump at the United Nations General Assembly in New York next week. With Trump recently hosting Putin in Alaska, there's talk of a possible deal to end the conflict, but nothing's certain. To sum it up, Ukraine is under relentless attack, but it's fighting back. The civilian toll is rising, infrastructure is being battered, and the world is watching as tensions with NATO reach new heights. The next moves, on the battlefield and in the halls of diplomacy, could shape the future of this war, and maybe even the future of Europe. Stay tuned for more updates as this story unfolds.